now I'm investing my time in something that I'm really not an expert in,
Right.
and I might fuck up. You're talking about the IRS. You're talking about Uncle Sam, bro. You don't want to fuck up with nothing like that. You know what I mean? So if you want to run a successful business, you go ahead and you got the right accounting team, a bookkeeper, someone who's going to put together your statements, right? And show you if your cash flow is positive or it's negative.
Right.
So you see if you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I just wanna make some money.
Yo, before we move forward, let's actually do this, right? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Tristan Javon, right?
What it is, your boy Nice. We're here in the building.
Yes, sir. And this is
Rony
Ways to Get the
Jimenez.
Check right here. And we are here with my man Ronnie right here. Ronnie, talk to me, man. First of all, introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So, my fault for cutting you off.
Nah, you good,
bro. So my name is Rony Jimenez. I'm founder and CEO of RJ Installations. Started the business back in 2020. So what I do is I specialize in security systems, so security cameras, access control, so being able to set up a keyless entry to your house or business through your phone, whether that's a card. You can let people in through your business right from your phone. That's called access control. So I also build out luxury accent walls. So we build walls with built-in fireplaces, TVs recessed to the wall.
No wires.
In stone, no wires.
Yeah, I seen the work. It's fire. Yo, I'm telling you, the work is fire.
It's very like, how can I say? It's very tough to explain. You got to just show it. You know what I mean? Like showing
We'll definitely put it up there.
Showing a clip of the website or something. But what I really specialize in is bringing comfort and peace of mind to people's homes and businesses, right? So let's say you as a homeowner, you guys as homeowners, business owners, you want to keep an eye on your employees, you want to keep an eye on your inventory, you want to keep an eye maybe on your family. Make sure that if right now you're inside doing whatever you're doing, you could keep an eye on your little ones that are outside playing. You know what I mean? Yep. So that's what I do. I bring that comfort, I bring that peace of mind. And I'm super happy with what I do, man.
That's a whole slogan. You know what I'm saying? I sell comfort and peace of mind. I'm interested already. You know what I'm saying?
For real, everybody, we all need that peace of mind.
Yeah.
Security cameras too. It's funny because as he was walking into the studio, he's like, "Oh shit, I did the installation here." Yeah, he saw his logo on the wall
on the front of the studio.
Yeah, that was I like that marketing thing right there. You have right there because everybody has you have to warn people that you're recording.
Yeah, by law.
But you have your logo on it right there, so that's pretty smooth right there. So everybody's always gonna have to put that sign up because that was smooth. But I never even noticed that until you brought it up today. Well, maybe because I live here, I don't pay attention that the recording. But
as soon as I saw the logo, I'm like, damn, that was our guys.
I mean, it's RJ Installations.
Correct. It was your guys. It was your people's. But if you didn't have that right there, you would have never known.
Honestly, had they have not put that logo, the sign up there, I wouldn't have known that we did that job.
Yeah,
because what I do is I play the back end of the business. I make sales. I do all the human resources.
Yep.
I put together the scheduling. I do payroll, shipping and handling. I do it all on the back end.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
let's say I come out to this house and I just walk in, I wouldn't have known.
You wouldn't have known.
They put up that sign.
That's awesome.
But yeah, thank you for that shout out, bro. It was a really satisfying feeling to see that there in the house that I'm being interviewed for the podcast.
That's actually dope. Like again, full circle movements. You know, life is it just works that way, right? When you get your LLC and you get the business rolling the right way, it's true. Most of the time when you're going on trips, you're going to explore new business opportunities too.
Yes.
You know, even if you're vacationing, you might see something network. It's the opportunity to talk about your business, your brand, and help grow it. So get those write-offs, right?
Get those write-offs.
That's next to LLC. You gotta get the LLC.
You guys, let's say how you say it, you travel for Fendi Studios. That's all a write-off.
Yeah,
every meal, the gas, everything is all a
meals,
fucking
gas, everything, all right off. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, that's all legal stuff. So I would love to even bring somebody on the show one day to have them talk about stuff like that, to teach people how to do the LLC.
Let me know. I got the right people for you, man.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good one too.
My accountant is like somewhat of my mentor, bro.
Yeah.
You always gotta have some people like lead you on the right path, because I mean, I don't know about you guys. I didn't even really make it through college.
Yeah.
So I got to be able to hire someone that did that, got that master's, and get the education through them.
That's
so
important.
I don't have to go back to school.
But even if, because I went to college and I got my shit, and I don't know nothing about that. Depends what you went to study too.
Yeah, it depends what you went to go
because
study.
That's huge too.
Right. Depends what you went to go study too.
Should I put the mic
closer or leave it there?
Nah, you're good.
That's good?
Yeah. I say this all the time, that like sometimes you got to just focus on being an expert in what you know and allow somebody else to be an expert in what they know, and you guys come together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not okay to be greedy. I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. But, it's better to share sometimes and to spread the wealth, because, I may not know how to do something perfectly, but I need the next person to come in and show me, and we'll break bread together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
not only that, I'm with you 100%. But the biggest problem there is, if that's not my expertise, now I'm trying to, now I'm investing my time in something that I'm really not an expert in,
right?
And I might fuck up. You're talking about the IRS. You're talking about Uncle Sam, bro. You don't want to fuck up with nothing like that. You know what I mean? So if you want to run a successful business, you go ahead and you got the right accounting team, a bookkeeper, someone who's going to put together your statements, right? And show you if your cash flow is positive or it's negative.
Right.
So you see if you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
That's good, because you don't want Uncle Sam in your pockets.
And at what point into the business do you get to that level though? Like, when is it time to realize, like, hold on, I gotta do all this?
Pivot, make that pivot.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first step, at least what I did, was not even register the name of the business. I started getting clientele. I started getting some kind of volume, and watering that seed, right? Because at first it's like, bro, it's you're starting from nothing. So I was doing, and I took this advice from my mentor. Shout out to Alex from JBS, by the way.
That's crazy. Hold on, because when we're talking about we got to get somebody in here, I didn't want to cut you off, because I was like, you got the right person. I'm not going to say, like, nah, F you, dude. I got somebody already.
That's him.
That's who I'm calling. That's where my
Alex
sister
from
works.
JBS.
Look at that. Look how small the world is.
Connecting
the dots.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Full circle movement.
So every move I make, I consult with Alex, bro.
Word.
That's like, and the reason why is, any move that I make financially, right? I can't bug him every day about the business, but what I do, any move that I make financially that's gonna make an impact on the business or my personal finances, I go through him. Why? Because he has the experience, bro.
Yep.
I'd rather go through someone who's been through it and can show me the ropes than me fuck up, do a big fuck up that can potentially cost you the business and
cost you everything.
My employees, and then they don't have their families to feed.
Right.
You know, so you can't be greedy. Like you said, you can't be greedy.
Some
people choose to be not. I don't want to say greedy, but keep the whole pie to themselves.
Right.
I learned, especially from him, you got to split that pie in multiple ways, eight ways, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like,
correct. And that says a lot about him too, because not everybody you want to trust anybody with that responsibility.
That's right.
But he's really in it for the people and does his things and taught you right there to not be greedy. So he's somebody that's definitely not greedy. So shout out to Alex, man.
Shout out to
Alex.
Alex.
Have you in here soon.
Shout out to Alex.
Always.
That's blessed. That's blessed.
Yeah.
I just want to bring this up real quick. So on this podcast, Ways to Get the Check, what we talk about is like ways people build their revenue and income streams, ways that they invest or ways that they budget money. So it's all different type of things that we do here. But all of it is based off of information that people might need or people might want to, be able to start working on their own business. So, why don't we talk a little bit about your background history and how this all came about? Like,
Absolutely, my brother. So the way it all started, honestly, was I've always been a hardworking man, blue collar mentality. My family is all blue collar, right? You're 9 to 5. In fact, I'm the very first business owner in my family. Ooh, meaning I had no resources.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So when I started, there were no resources. Thank God I met a guy like Alex, bro. Alex from JBS. The reason why is we need the resources, right? Especially coming from a Latino community. We lack some resources. We lack the education. Right. We lack knowing the right people. So
even knowing where to invest if we have the money.
If we have the money to invest.
So we even lack like communicating with people.
Communication,
like in our culture, that we kind of like keep to ourselves and don't trust nobody. It's always like with the gloves up. Always in the
pride and the ego.
Pride and ego, for sure.
I put that shit down. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So I put that down. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not being shy. I'm not gonna keep to myself. Right. If I want to be successful, I got to put myself in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
I reached out to people. I made phone calls. Right. I don't care if I got clicked on. You know, I'm a new business owner. I want to know what this is like. I reached out to colleagues, let's say in Texas, Florida, other states.
Right.
But going back to your question, my brother, the way it all started, back in high school. I want to say back in high school, I always knew I had a little entrepreneur in me. I used to cut your hair.
Yeah, that's facts. This was my barber. Facts.
I used to go to his
house.
And
I said that's how we met. Shout out to my man Cisco. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but like,
you
know, he put me on, and then my dog was coming to the house and cutting my hair up. And to this day, you're still the best barber I had. To this day, facts.
Yeah. So
I wish I still had that on dial. Like, yo, come cut, but my man's too busy now.
I always had that entrepreneur in me, bro. You know, and when I realized it is by going to houses like yours, by going to other clients, providing a service, making them happy, and getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
The money comes with it. But when you provide a service and you make someone happy with what you're doing, the money comes with it, bro.
Yeah.
And that was like, that's what I followed throughout the path, right? So from cutting people's hair and going house to house, I realized that I wanted more in life. So what I started doing, I'm like, you know, let me go to school for electrical. I went to school for electrical while I was being a barber. I have a sales background in car sales at car dealerships. I sold phones at T-Mobile, so that really built the hustler.
Build it. You see the transition happening.
Commission jobs.
Yeah. So that really built that hustler in me, the commission jobs, like you said. But you know what? I realized that pivoting point for me was I got hired as an account manager for housekeeping and laundry at a nursing facility. And I worked there for 3.5 years, Wingate nursing facility. What I did there, my brother, to explain is housekeeping, laundry, right? So housekeeping, I took care of 4 floors. I had a staff of 30 doing the housekeeping and doing the laundry. Boom. Every job that you have will help shape you to being an entrepreneur. The reason why is
that's true.
Staffing, managing that staff of 30 employees really helped me to be able to do what I do today. Right? Because when I did that job,
ways to get the check. Listen,
ways to get the check, right? But when I did that job, I knew that there was more to it, right? So whatever, 3.5 years later, fast forward, I'm doing a great job. The building is looking great, much better than when I went in. I built a strong staff. You know, it's a 24-hour cycle. It's a nursing facility. So if one of my staff members called out for the night shift, I had to go in and cover it. So I've had long nights, my brother, and but it was all worth it, right? What the pivoting point essentially was when my account manager, my regional manager, she's like, Ron, there's a budget cut in the company. We can't keep you anymore. The reason being is she's like, this is the last thing I want to do to you because you are one of my best guys, but this is by seniority, and you're the youngest guy I have here. I said, you know what? I respect it, Michelle. Thank you for being honest. She said, but you have more in you. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I want you to go back to school. I said, what? I don't like school. I dropped out of college. She's like, no, I think you should go back to school. I already approved your unemployment for an extended amount of time. You should go back to school. Shout out to Michelle Normandy.
Wow, that's
so
tough.
I don't want to
go back to school.
Drink champ style right here. Y'all know we gotta clap it up.
Clap it up. That's how it all came together.
That's how it all came together. So I went back to school for electrical. Fast forward, went back to school for electrical. Started working at National Grid. Really good job. The best job I ever had.
My uncle works there. You know,
the best job I ever had, my brother.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. He told me the same thing.
I made great money, pension, 401k. But I would go out to job sites. I worked out in the field doing gas and electrical work. But I went out to a job site and I see these contractors. You know, let's say I come to your house to set up the new service. I see these contractors and they're on their own time. And they're delegating their own time and they're not taking calls from anyone. And I'm like, I started looking at them. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I could do something like this. I don't know what it may be, but I want to be my own boss.
Word.
And here we go. A couple years later, I started mounting TVs for friends and family.
Wow.
Cisco, my cousin, for example, started doing his TV. I'm like, yo, cousin, let's do this for free in your bedroom. Let me put some lights. Let's put the TV up. A couple of my friends, yo, let's put up the TVs, put some lights, and let me snap some pictures. The power of social media, my brother, is incredible.
Facts.
It's
Facts.
crazy.
Yes. Facts.
So
Yes, sir.
I did that for the first year. I would ask every client, I would offer them a discount just to give me a shout out if they were happy with the service. You know, if there was anything wrong,
reviews.
So that worked, man. You know, the power of social media. You know, from one person went to another.
Yeah, facts.
Word of mouth.
That's the best promotion there could be. You could pay for
Word of
advertising and
mouth.
everything.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth is where it's at. They're gonna speak for you.
Damn.
Once you scale too, it's like the advertisement companies, SEO, for example, search engine optimization, Google.
Right.
That's thousands of dollars every month.
Right.
You go on Instagram, you're paying that $100 for the month, and it gets out to over 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So I don't do like Google search engine optimization, none of that.
That's good to
But
know.
I keep a good online presence. That's about it.
That's a good jewel. Yo, I just want to just touch on that real quick. Again, like the whole point of ways to get the check is you coming on here dropping information. But my guy said that he worked at this job and that he worked so good at the job that when he was leaving, they was like, go back to school. She extended the unemployment for him, you know, and that was because of the work that he put in. Nowadays, people don't even put in the work, but the fact that your work ethic showed that for you, you know what I'm saying? And it led the path. You don't have to be the person who knows how to get all the money in the world, but just working hard might lead you to an opportunity.
Stepping stones, and then taking in from every job you did. You did a bunch of stuff to work up and build who you are today.
I took a little bit from the sales job. I took a little bit from that account management job. I took a little bit from National Grid. Like the structure of my business as far as like my technicians reaching out, the night prior to reaching out with a 2-hour ETA. The structure of National Grid, I'm sorry, but I copy and paste to my business, and,
Of course.
and it is what it is.
You said that was your best job. You know what I'm saying?
And it was the best job, and I really like the way that they structured their appointments with clients. So I'm like, you know what, I could do something like this. Again, I didn't have the experience, so.
Word, that's dope, man. Awesome. So let's talk about this, like being an entrepreneur and the difference between, you know, working for somebody for a check and then working for yourself, going to get your own check.
It's not for everybody, my brother.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, Kevin. And the reason why I say that is there's a lot that comes with it. You know, if you give me a task and I get it done and, you know, I get paid, I'm good. I got paid. I already know what I have to do to get paid.
Right.
Let's say as a business owner in my position, I'm always on my tippy toes.
Right.
You know, even when I have a good volume of work, I gotta have more because I gotta keep my guys busy. It's not just me. If I was out there just getting the work done myself as an owner operator,
right.
I don't have to worry or put so much weight on my back about that volume. But I keep that weight on my back just to keep that volume going because as an owner or as a CEO or as the founder, whatever maybe you want to call it, you got to keep them busy. They have families to feed. You know what I mean? And I can't be selfish to not have that mentality because if not, we'll never get anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's different. Like you said, like you responsible to make sure people are taking care of their families and stuff like that. So, you know, in that process, how do you think about taking care of your family, like paying yourself first compared to like, you know, making sure the business is taken care of as well?
Yeah. That's a great question. And the point that I made that move was when I hired my first guy. He was a helper for me. And when I hired my first guy, I realized that I'm better off staying on the back end to be able to invest my time on bringing in more business than doing the actual work. Because if I'm doing the actual work, I'm taking time from the potential sales that I could bring in or the potential connections that I can make with other other clients.
Yeah, and so these people, do you train them and show them how to get things done? It'll be like your work out there, or you just get people that have knowledge with it and stuff?
No, so for example, I have 3 technicians and 3 assistants, right? So, you know, with the technician, right, they got to have some kind of electrical background, some kind of construction background, and then I show them my blueprints. Now, in order for me to show them my blueprints, they got to sign a legal document.
Okay.
It's called the non-compete. It's called the NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
Nice.
And in order for me to bring you in and give you all this information, I need to know that you're not going to go after me and try and take clients and try to bring the business to shit.
Correct. Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, yes, to answer that question, I show them the blueprint. I train them, but it's mostly OTJ. OTJ is on-the-job training. Nice. OJT, sorry, on-the-job training. So on-the-job training, that just means that, instead of me sitting here for 4 hours explaining to you the process.
Hands-on learning, observing.
Hands-on. Plus, you'll get bored me speaking to you.
Of course. Right. And you're going to forget the second step after when you get to the seventh and eighth step. But if you're doing it, muscle memory.
Muscle memory. And to that point, I want to give a huge shout out to my team, RJ Installations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
To Francis, to Felix, to Starling, to Gerald.
I like that.
To Juan Zapata.
What up, fellas?
Yes, sir.
You still got the first person working for you?
No.
Okay.
And all love to him. But the first person, we still stay in touch.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, when people see money coming in to a business and they see a certain amount, and they see that they're making a certain amount, forgetting that the business has what's called overhead. Forgetting that we got to split that pie. They want more.
Right.
And I respect that you want more, but try and go get it somewhere else because this is what I could do.
Right.
Correct. I like that.
You know what I mean?
And it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to those situations.
Exactly. And I help in any way that I can, right? So, for example, that first guy, I told him, the day that we had to part ways, it's like, I'm here for anything you need. I don't want you to think that, I don't have that mentality of like, yo, fuck this guy. He left, fuck him. I wish him the worst. Nah, bro. If there's anything you need down the road, I never know if I lose the business tomorrow and I might need him.
Yep, exactly.
The world goes around, my brother.
Yep.
Yeah, that's facts.
The world goes around.
and the crazy part is, like you said, you get the on-the-job training experience. They learning certain things. That's a skill set that they bring in. So if they do go to another job, they just came from a job where they're learning a skill set. Or you're training people to become something better.
100% skill set.
So that's fire. That actually is kind of funny that we was talking about that. It brings me into my next question about like, what's the biggest challenges that you have faced? And how have you had to change your mindset over time? And like, we could talk about that, but before you do that, touch a little bit about, like you said, like the overhead and like how it looks when the money starts rolling in, because I know that had to be a challenge right away.
Yeah.
Making that adjustment right away when they was making no money compared to like now we're starting to see a little bit of money.
Yeah. When you start seeing volume, that making the adjustment, like you said, when you start seeing some kind of volume or see a business actually produce some money because you're providing a service, the right thing to do is, like I said, is seek professional help. I don't have a financial background, right? I don't know finances as well as I should. So what I do is I seek professional help. I seek an accountant. I seek a bookkeeper. Hey, this is potentially what the business could do. This is what's going on.
Right.
What can you help me with, right? So I sit down with them. They put together a 5-year business plan, and then you got to pay for that business plan. But guess what? That business plan is your rule book,
right,
as to what you got to do. But
that's smart shit.
Yeah.
Smart shit.
You pay, but at the end of the day, it's essentially your step-by-step rule book,
right,
as to what you got to do. If you don't do that, you could freestyle it, how they say, but it just might take you a little longer because there's no structure. Yeah, that structure is everything.
Yeah, you just keep learning from everything. And the structure is everything, because I remember we go back to 2020, you were supposed to pull up to Fend Studios, and we were supposed to get this happening, but then things fall off on our end, things that. But you're still here today, but the structure, if you were to come over here those 4 years ago, it's way different now. But you go learning, and that was a lot of freestyling from there.
Consistency, trying to be consistent is the big.
I'll be honest with you, God's timing is perfect, man. Not that I wasn't ready to speak to you, but I didn't have the experience to give out the information that I could today. Right. I haven't, let's say, for example, I didn't go through the trials and tribulations that maybe I've gone through the last 4 years. So I would say that God's time is perfect, because today's interview might be a lot more effective than it
Yeah, way more information than 4
Yeah,
years
a lot
ago.
more information.
On both sides. Yeah, on both sides.
And again, I always want to say this. The whole point of the podcast is to give information. You know, like we're not just here a couple of dudes just talking about things that we doing. Like this is really happening. You know what I'm saying? If you want to start a business or if you just need a service, you want to get some installation done.
That's right.
You just want to hear my man talk about how he started in a job, getting a check from somebody, and then he progressed. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that, you know, we want to share with people. You know, my guy here, he does the shirts, you know, and you see we're in the studio. He put this all together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Trying to help people build podcasts. If you want to get a podcast done too, by the way,
create content, all that.
Create content, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
so
it. That's amazing.
And you need that.
I should have done this before, but I don't mind going live on our business page if you'd like.
Yeah, for sure.
I could go live right now. I've never done the live on the business page, but I'm gonna do it today for the first time. It's a good audience, almost 12,000 followers.
That's lit. Yeah, we in
it. Let me set that up right here real quick.
Yeah, that's straight.